Can you hear me now? 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 Oh! This right here is the Hollyland LARK M2, and it might be the smallest lav mic that I think I've ever seen. Wireless lav mic. The thing is too, it's like one of the most highly recommended microphones that I've had in a long time. My buddy Brandon Talbot, he talks about this thing all the time. He loves it. He basically says like, this is the mic to get for creators. So I reached out to Hollyland, they sent this over for me. We're gonna test this thing out today, see just all the pros and cons about the LARK M2. Again, teeny tiny, this thing weighs 9 grams, the microphone alone. This is it with its wind muff on because we're in a super windy situation right now. The beach is right here, lots of wind, lots of waves. How does the mic sound right now? LARK M2, how does the audio sound beaming wirelessly to my camera? We're gonna rollerblade all over Carlsbad today and find different situations, different scenarios to test this in. So it's not just one scenario, kind of all the different scenarios you might find yourself in. And guess what? I got new rollerblades. If you watched my last video, my hockey skates from high school, they finally broke. And I bought new ones. New blades for you guys, for this video specifically. Let's go skate around Carlsbad. Then we'll go back to the office. We'll kind of walk through everything on this microphone. And again, by the end of the video, I hope that I will have helped you understand whether this is the right mic for you. Brandon says it is. Brandon says if you're a creator, you want this mic. We're gonna find out today. Okay, before we get to our audio samples, let's talk more about like the actual mic system itself, kind of what all comes with it, and especially again, just talk about how stinking tiny this little teeny little thing is. That's the smallest little microphone that I've ever seen. Again, this thing comes in at 9 grams, so you really don't even know that it's on you. And if you're not running the wind muff on it, like it is like a very small little thing that's on you. It also comes with stickers. It comes with a bunch of these like smiley face stickers, which I don't know who is using those, but right here it comes with both black and white stickers. So depending on whether your talent is wearing white, you could make this thing more whited out, although it would still have a kind of a dark rim to it. Oh, that is like super hidden now that the whole thing just becomes black. And if I was wearing a black shirt or a dark shirt right now, that would blend in, but even like on a shirt like this, it's not like a big mic pack like some of the other options out there. It's just this little teeny tiny thing on your shirt. That's great. Then on the mic itself, like there's not much to it. Has the magnetic backing system, so you can click on that. Has a little microphone up top, has a blue light or green light, depending on whether you are in noise cancellation mode or not. Now, this entire time that I went out today and I filmed with this thing, I had it backwards in my head and I thought blue meant noise cancellation and green meant non-noise cancellation, but that's backwards. Blue means you are recording or it's transmitting, but you are in non-noise cancellation mode, and then green means you are in noise cancellation mode. So when you hear the audio tests, just switch what I'm saying. What I'm saying is backwards. And to turn on noise cancellation mode, you just have one little button on the side there. It is yellow, so it's not super hidden, but yeah, you press that button once, now noise cancellation is on, press it again, and noise cancellation is off. If you are using 2 transmitters, so if you have 2 people set up with these microphones beaming to your camera, you can split that audio or you can combine it. But if you set noise cancellation mode, it's for both mics. So you can't say like one mic has noise cancellation and one doesn't. You either turn on noise cancellation or not. That setting goes for both mics. Now the clip system is pretty unique also. I really like how they did this. So you do have the kind of single magnetic clip. You click that on and boom, you can actually twist it in place so the microphone is pointed up at you. This is a great spot. You want to get that like those deep tones from your chest. That was what you get from mounting it down here. If you mount it like up here in your shirt, or you see people mount on their hat, you lose all the low tones in your voice. The low tones come from your diaphragm. But the ways that you can mount this, it comes with a few accessories that are super slick. The mount, like the clippy mount, is legit just a magnetic clip that this thing can magnet to. So if you have someone with a button-down shirt, you can now turn this thing sideways and click it into their button-down shirt. Or if you, again, shouldn't mount it up here because you're not getting the good low tones, but you could mount it like on the edge of a garment. Not ideal. Again, for those low tones, you want low tones. These little magnets on all my other mics, I've had to buy more of them because I'll have this thing, wait, that one? I'll have this thing on me, something will happen to get the mic off of me and I'm like, oh, I gotta get my mic. I go get this and I lost this. Like it fell off somewhere, it's gone. Which is where this comes in, which is very clever. Pull this bad boy tight. And now I'm gonna put this under my shirt. So this is mostly hidden. You do kind of see a little necklace up top, but mostly hidden. And now the mic can just click onto that and it's just gonna kind of stay in place. And even if this does get knocked off, I can grab this quickly because I can see it, and you don't lose the magnet. The magnet just kind of always stays in place. Maybe I wanna just take this off and put it back on multiple times throughout the day. I can take this off, get a recharge, pull it back out, put it back on, and yeah, you just keep a little necklace around your neck. Very clever mounting systems. I do really appreciate that. Now let's talk about battery life on this thing, because when you're talking about something that's like the size of a quarter, my first thought was like, well, that battery is not gonna last very long, but it does. This thing has a 10-hour internal battery life. So each of these is going to last 10 hours on their own. And then when I put them back in the case, I get 2 additional recharges for each of these microphones. That is an absurd amount of charge for this little tiny kit. Like I just have this with me. Is that 40 hours? I have 40 hours of microphone if I have this with me. Okay, let's talk about the use cases for this microphone. Maybe you are someone that's going to attach it to something like this, a big camera. Well, it comes with a little receiver bit on that you just mount into the cold shoe on your camera, and then you are gonna run this cable from the receiver into your camera. On top of here, like really simple functions. You've got a little volume button so you can change the volume. You've got a power button on the side, and then you have the same thing, a button to be able to change between mono and stereo, and you can change between noise cancellation and non-noise cancellation, all from the receiver. So 2 people, you could be behind the camera, you're monitoring it with headphones, you're listening, you're like, I think we need a little more volume. You can just turn it up right from here for the camera. This is a pretty standard like kind of mount. What this thing like really becomes, I think, super useful is the phone mount option. So again, I have the combo pack. So the combo pack is gonna come with this. So this allows me to hook it up to my big cameras, but then it also comes with these 2 little pieces. One is USB-C and one is Lightning. I've got the newer iPhone, so I'm gonna use the USB-C. Couple of things real quick. We have indicator lights on here, and I'm now getting an indication on there that both of these transmitters are connected to my phone. Now, if you're using like the iPhone's just native camera app, these are going to record just straight to the track. It's gonna be a mono track. But if you're using something like the Blackmagic camera app, then you can split these so that you can record left audio, right audio, and in post, you can dial those 2 in. If one person was talking a little bit louder than the other person, you can dial that in post. But it does, I mean, like if you're just a single creator, you're just walking around, you can just tag one of these things on there, open up the normal native camera app, you could open up Instagram, whatever you're recording into, and you now have a wireless lav on you. So if you're in a super loud spot, it's just gonna pick up this audio. You could put your phone somewhere, you could step way back, and again, you're gonna get the audio from this beamed directly into your phone. Also has an audio pass-through on here, which is pretty slick. So if you are running for like a super long period of time, I can plug in power to this while this is plugged in, and that way I'm able to use these wireless transmitters for an extended period of time and keep my phone charged. And then lastly, before we get to the audio test, is the wind muff. I will say the wind muff is quite large. Like this is like an all-encompassing wind muff, so it completely surrounds the transmitter. Like transmitter size is just this, but then this guy, like it's a little big. I would say it's a little big, but I also will say like this thing does an incredible job. I was rollerblading around Carlsbad and like with a ton of wind, a ton of noise going on, down by the beach with the waves and the wind, and no problem with wind noise at all with the mic with this guy on there. Well, I thought I found like a really quiet place, but there's actually quite a bit of wind still in this little parking lot area in Carlsbad. I might have to see
gonna go over there behind a building maybe to get like complete calm, but right now there is no wave noise, there is just wind noise. And I would say it's like, I don't know, it's breezy. It's not quiet by any means. How do these two mics sound? First, let's go to the one without the wind muff. Does the wind in a scenario like this cause any sort of like on the non-wind muffed Lark M2? And now let's jump over to the wind muffed Lark M2. And I feel like no matter how much breeze I'm gonna get on this thing, it's gonna do really well with audio because this is like a big wind muff for a pretty little microphone that's on there. Like it like surrounds the whole thing. It's a little big for my taste, to be honest, but it does, I mean, it does the job. I believe it does the job. Haven't heard this yet. What do you guys think? Does this do the job cutting the wind? Let's actually go to another spot because these mics have noise reduction built in. So I just press this button right on the side here, boop, and now noise reduction is on. There's not much noise right here though. So let's go somewhere much noisier and then we'll test with noise reduction turned on and off. And again, kind of just see if this makes my, oh, a train is coming. Let's go see some audio with a train. How does it sound with a train? Did you hear me at all when that train was going by? I feel like you couldn't, but extreme audio tests with the Lark M2. Okay, this is one of Carlsbad's busiest intersections. There's cars around me, there's wind noise, there's people, there's bikes. I can hear a motorcycle down there. Here is with noise reduction turned off, and here's 8 seconds of, hang on. Here is noise reduction turned on, 4 more seconds. How does noise reduction sound in a super busy intersection? Gotta get out of here. Car's coming. Still searching for a good spot that's actually like quiet to test out these mics. But here is a while skating mic test. So if you're someone that, I don't know, maybe you rollerblade, maybe you skateboard or you mountain bike, mountain bike, you're gonna be going faster than this. But here's how these mics sound while cruising along. I have the wind muff on this one and I have noise reduction turned on. So both of those are gonna help out quite a bit. Let's turn off noise reduction real quick just by pressing that button. Now noise reduction is turned off. Same thing, cruising along, movement, wind, a lot going on. Again, I'm gonna find a quiet spot, I promise. We gotta test these mics. Oh, that looked quiet. Okay, this is a very quiet spot right here. Especially if I tuck in here, there may be a little bit of echo, but there is no wind right now. So this is the Lark M2 without a wind muff on it. There's no reason for a wind muff right now. There is no wind, it is totally calm. There is noise cancellation turned on. How does the mic sound without noise cancellation and with noise cancellation? Right now, there's not a ton of noise going on, but there is still like cars, low hum. There's like stuff in the background. So noise cancellation might still be a good idea in this situation. Here it is again, turned on right now, and there it is turned off. Noise cancellation turned off, Lark M2, no wind right here. This is probably like an ideal scenario, except for that loud car ripping by. That would have been ideal for noise cancellation. Again, no noise cancellation. How does it sound? It's great. If I didn't have this, if it wasn't windy at all, like that, look how tiny that is. That's like nothing on you. Like that's something, for sure something. Like it's a big fuzzy bit, but look at that. If I just had that, if there was no wind, that's ideal.
Now, a big note on this microphone though is that there is no internal recording. So you are wirelessly transmitting to your camera, and if there is interference in that signal, you do have that like a cutout in audio. But this thing has a 1,000 foot range or 300 meters range between your microphone and your camera. I don't know when you would be that far, but here is what a range test looks like with the Lark M2.
A little range test for you. Again, I've got one with the dead cat on, one without the dead cat. Now, range on wireless microphones in general, it is going to significantly depend on line of sight. Like line of sight is king when it comes to wireless range. So if I skate backwards like this, I mean, look right here, I am far. I'm probably like 200 feet away right now. And line of sight, you probably can hear me pretty like perfectly, I bet. But is there any starting to kind of cut out a little bit around this? Maybe I'm like 250. I'm pretty far already. Getting further, getting further. Again, right now, as I'm facing the camera, I have line of sight, so it's gonna sound significantly better. Noise reduction on. Boy, am I far from the camera right now. This is probably 800 feet maybe. I'm very far. I have no idea in what circumstance you would be recording this far from the camera. Again, line of sight, this is probably gonna work out pretty well if I, look, 1,000 feet range on this thing. Again, who's 1,000 feet from the camera? If I'm ever 15 feet from the camera, I'm nervous that somebody's gonna like walk by and steal my camera. Who is filming 1,000 feet from their camera?
But with that sort of range, yeah, we really don't have any issues with this microphone. Let me know what you guys think though down in the comments. You can buy this at like multiple levels. Like you can get the combo pack, that's all of it coming with this guy that hooks up to your big camera and all these little bits to hook into your mobile phones. And then you can also just get a USB-C version. And I think you can just get a Lightning version. So there's multiple levels that you can pick this kit up at. Lark M2. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. And I'll see you soon.
Can you still hear me? I feel like you should definitely be able to still hear me. It's got like 1,000 meters or 1,000 feet of range. It would be crazy to be this far from your camera though, because, you know, when are you this far from your camera? All these microphones, man, long range tests seem silly because I'm never really that far away from my microphone. If you're also a creator, are you ever that far from your camera with your microphone? Who does that?